a physician who was taking care of her dad asked his wife to contact Dr. Rodarte and introduce her to LifeVantage. So, I mean, it's amazing. And she's been involved with LifeVantage now over 4 years. She's a Pro 6, and she's really hoping that the new hair care system is going to take her to the next level. My next guest is Dr. Deb Viglione. She's a medical doctor, board certified both in internal medicine and in anti-aging regenerative medicine. She has a busy practice in Gulf Breeze, Florida. Unfortunately, she was not affected by the Hurricane Michael. She never wanted to be involved with MLM company until she attended the World Congress of Anti-Aging in 2013, where she met some doctors who were already LifeVantage distributors and told her about Nerve 2. And she poo-pooed them, huh? You did? Yes. But
I told them they were drinking the Kool-Aid and getting brainwashed and they needed to run.
But she took the time to read the research, and after that, she was convinced that LifeVantage was very legitimate, the product was legitimate, and she joined it, and now she's a Pro 5. Her goals are to treat the root cause of aging and disease and restore health. And even though she uses pharmaceuticals, she feels, when it's necessary, she feels that she would rather use more natural approach and a more holistic approach. So being part of LifeVantage has transformed her life and her mission. Finally, Dr. Chad Luxembourg. He's an ophthalmologist, which is an eye surgeon. So if you are in need of a cataract surgery, he's your guy. He's been in private practice for 36 years and also live in Florida, but in Clearwater. He has been increasingly concerned about the government interference in the care of his patients. He was not looking for a solution, but became interested in LifeVantage when he saw somebody close to him being given Protem Nerve 2 and saw significant benefit in the condition. So as a result, he's been involved with LifeVantage for the last 5 years. He's a Pro 5 and hope maybe the hair care system is going to take him to the next level. Okay. So welcome everyone. We're going to be talking about key points behind the products that are in the Vitality Stack. Okay? So Protein Nerve 2, Protein Nerve 1, ProBio, and Omega Plus. That's the order they've gone to the market. But I'm going to mess you up because I am not going to start talking to them in order. I want your brain mitochondria to be so fired up, you're going to pay attention, because if I were to do in order, I would already lose you. So we're going to talk about the probiotics first. Dr. Rodarte, what is a probiotic?
Well, probiotics are safe bacteria that make up our microbiome, makes it healthy.
What is the microbiome?
The microbiome is made up of multiple microorganisms that start from and actually line our digestive tract from our mouth all the way to our rectum. And they are known for multiple functions, such as digestion and absorption of our nutrients. They help convert our vitamins like BK and B and K. They help our immune system and our brain.
So, if you have all those little buggers already in your intestine, why would you need to take probiotics?
Unfortunately, we need them because of the environment that we live in, the food we eat, what we're exposed to, and we need to add diversity to our microorganism, and microbiome.
And what happened if you took antibiotics long time ago? Do you still need probiotics?
Yes. So unfortunately, antibiotics are necessary at times, but they can change the flora of our microbiome, and so probiotics are needed to reset the balance.
Okay, well, so if we need probiotics, I have a good solution for you all. That's my southern accent. Rita Davenport did a better job last night. Tell us why our probiotic is so special.
Well, there are 3 reasons I think ours is so special. And we have a brilliant scientist right here. She nailed it. Yeah.
Thank you.
It makes it exciting to talk about. So first is the BioTrack technology. Second, the amount of strains. And third is the beta-glucans.
Okay, so BioTrack technology, the strength of the type of bacteria, and the beta-glucan. So let's talk about the BioTrack technology. What is it?
BioTrack technology is a patented system that is superior than any other system on the market. You guys were lucky we have it. The probiotics are freeze-dried and then dispersed in a specific pH throughout the gut. This technology allows up to 85% of the probiotics to survive the gut or the stomach acid, where others like tablets and capsules and liquids and even prescription probiotics, only 4% can make it through this gastric acid.
4%, whereas ours up to 85% reaching the gut?
Yes.
No brainer, pretty snazzy. But does our probiotic needs to be refrigerated?
No, that's even better, because we can travel and not worry about having to refrigerate them, or those of us who have a busy life, we don't need to worry about where we're going to refrigerate them. We can just take them with us.
And people, these are little spheres. For some people, they are big spheres. Can they be crushed or chewed on?
Unfortunately, we cannot crush our probiotic. It destroys the impressive dissolving mechanism, and so you have to take it whole. So those of you who are always asking us, what do we do when it's hard to swallow? Put a little bit of oil on it, and then tuck your chin in, as Dr. Fifi says, and swallow with a lot of water.
Okay, you heard the doctor. Tuck your chin in. Okay. Well, when you go like that, you close your esophagus and then you get stuck. So, tuck in. Let's talk about the second reason why the probiotic is unique.
And that is because of the types of strains and the amount of strains that we have. So we have 6 strains of lactobacillus and bifidobacterium, which are very well studied, and their functions are very well known. The 3 spheres deliver 6 billion CFUs, and because the BioTrack technology allows the bacteria to survive the stomach environment, we do not need more billions of CFUs.
So that tells you, for people who say, well, you don't have enough CFUs, we don't need that many if 85% get to where they need to go.
Nope, just 6.
Okay. Lastly, I heard you say we have beta-glucans. What are they?
Well, we have a purified beta-glucan made from baker's yeast, and it's the wall. Its trade name is Wellmune. It is patented. There are 12 peer-reviewed studies showing that it primes the immune system as well as improves the mood. Remember that there's a well-established gut-brain axis, and so we need a healthy microbiome in order for communication from our gut to our brain to happen.
So, the beta-glucan help with the immune function, but I heard the word yeast. I'm allergic to yeast. What's the girl to do?
You can still take it because you use the wall. It is from baker's yeast, but it is not a yeast. So those of you, you can take it still. Let me give you a personal explanation. So I'm allergic to strawberries, but I can have strawberry jam because the part of the strawberry I am allergic to has been cooked and taken out.
Okay, so yeast, no problem, because it's made from the wall. You can take the probiotic even if you have yeast allergy. Bravo, 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 bravo. So I'm going to switch now to NRF1. And I'm going to go to Dr. Deb Viglione. I love to say her name. Viglione. What does NRF1 stand for?
Okay, it's a fancy word. Nuclear Respiratory Factor 1. Did I say it right? It's a transcription factor, but in simple terms, when you activate the NRF1 pathway, you're increasing our cellular energy production. Mitochondria are these little bean-shaped organelles that are in all our cells, and they make 90% of our energy. And when you activate NRF1, you're actually increasing their numbers and repairing the ones you already have.
And why is that important?
Well, the biggest complaints I get in my practice are I'm tired, I have brain fog, and I'm fat and I can't lose weight. And all three of those are related to mitochondrial dysfunction. Now, for about 10, 15 years at our anti-aging conferences, they've been focusing on oxidative stress as the root cause of aging disease and how can we reduce that. And now the focus is shifting now to mitochondrial health. And this is because our mitochondria are particularly susceptible to stress, especially oxidative stress. So when a cell starts losing its mitochondria and they get sick because of the free radicals attacking them, they get dysfunctional. Then the cell starts to get dysfunctional. And the more mitochondria that you lose and the poorer they function, the cell is eventually going to die, or even worse, it's going to become susceptible to abnormal cell growth. So we need to support our mitochondria to have healthy energy-producing cells.
That was a lot of information.
Did you understand?
So, shall we repeat should you repeat what you just said, or do you want me to repeat what you just said? Okay. So, what we heard is, number one, mitochondria make all the energy the cells need. Number two, oxidative stress affects cells at large and it's related to aging. Number three, mitochondria are greatly affected by stress. And number four, mitochondria acts as the cell police, like woo, 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 cell police, and control the fate of the cells. So 4 points. So let's ponder over the mitochondria, and now let's switch to another topic, which is going to be NRF2. And I'm going to turn to Dr. Chad Luxembourg. And
What's up, Advantage? First, I want to thank God for allowing me to reach this moment in time. It's a real honor to be up here. Thank you, Dr. Chabot, for inviting me. It's really wonderful. When I was first asked to be up here, I didn't know exactly how I would approach it. I didn't know if I would be very professional and very stiff or act more like Dr. Skip Campbell. So I think I'll merge the two. And I didn't know if I'd be emotional like my mentor, Brandon Cunningham, and possibly cry on stage. But I think I'll try to avoid that also. I might channel Fred Graves and just say, dude, this is a really big thing. And it is. NRF2, in my opinion, and I can back this up, is one of the most important discoveries in human history. If you go back to 1923, there was a Scottish biologist named Dr. Fleming, and he noticed in his lab that somebody left a sandwich next to a petri dish with staph bacteria growing. And he noticed that the bacteria was killed by touching the bread. Now, 99 people out of 100 would have thrown the bread out and yelled at the person who left it there. But he was the 1%. he said, why is that bacteria dying? And he developed the first antibiotic, penicillin, in 1944. This has changed the course of human history. When you think that 50% of all people in Europe in the Middle Ages died of plague, and it could have been destroyed by antibiotics, think of what that has meant to human history. And yet, I say to you, the discovery of the NRF2 pathway in 1994 is as momentous as the discovery of penicillin. And just as penicillin took a while to be developed after 1923, it took till 1944, there are a number of NRF2 activators that have been developed since NRF2 was discovered. But remember, none of these are the same, and no two are alike. And what you have to realize is some, and you might think about what we're talking about here, are more effective than others.
Wow.
Wow.
So tell me again don't tell me again the impact of NRF2. Tell me again the relationship between aging and the NRF2 pathway.
Well, the modern concept of aging is the balance between the production of free radicals and the production of antioxidants in the cell to fight the free radicals. And if there is an imbalance, this leads to cellular dysfunction and cell death. And that, in fact, is aging.
That sounds even more complicated. So can you help simplify it a bit?
Well, just think of it as oxidative stress, too much waste material from the production of energy in the cell. Think about a factory. It has energy, it has raw materials. Out come product and waste. If there's no waste treatment facility or not an effective one, then you get pollution and you can have disease in that community and things are not going well. The cell is a factory. You need to have your waste management system. That is the NRF2 pathway.
Okay. Can you scroll backward? Thank you. So you talk about the factory, you talk about the cell factory. I saw in some articles the term chemostat.
A chemostat is a measuring system for biochemicals. Think about your air conditioning system in your home. It has a thermostat. Thermostat because it measures heat, not biochemical levels. When the heat gets higher than a certain degree, the air conditioner kicks in and it lowers the temperature. In the cell, when free radical levels get too high, the NRF2 pathway causes antioxidants to be produced and it lowers the free radical level. It brings it back to balance and proper physiology, proper function.
So if I take a NRF2 activator day in, day out, is that going to be a problem?
You want an activator that is pulsatile, where it activates NRF2 for a few hours perhaps, and then it goes back to sleep. You don't want to exhaust the reserves of the cell, making antioxidants that aren't needed. You only want to make the antioxidants when they are reaching the levels to combat the free radicals. So you want a pulsatile activation, and that is healthy and physiological.
So we covered the NRF1 pathway, we covered the NRF2 pathway, and ta-da, we have a protect NRF2 and a protect NRF1. So I'm going to turn toward Dr. Viglione, and I'm going to ask you, what has been your experience using NRF1 and NRF2 in your practice?
Well, I worked with NRF2 exclusively for 2 years before NRF1 came out. And you have to remember that the primary goal of NRF2 is to reduce oxidative stress and to get rid of the bad guys. But getting rid of the bad guys takes a load of energy. So it worked beautifully, but it took longer sometimes than I wanted it to. And frequently people had some unpleasant side effects. Because when you activate NRF2, you're actually detoxifying the body, taking out the trash, like he was talking about. Heavy metals, pesticides are coming out, and that can cause some symptoms. Also, in natural medicine, when the body starts to heal, that's part of the process. And so you know you're on the right track when you start having these symptoms. And most conventional people think that that means you're allergic to the product, you're having some type of reaction and you can't take it, when in fact it's a normal, expected part of the body healing. So when the NRF1 came out, I didn't see these side effects. Patients got better quickly. They were saying they were feeling better much quickly, and I attributed that to the increased cellular energy that then gave the cell the punch that it needed to take out the trash.
Okay. So I think I'm going to ask you to repeat again, because this is really important, the fact that one is nerve 1 and nerve 2 together. Tell us again.
Okay, since I've used these together, patients rarely complain of side effects. They begin to feel better much quicker and come in much happier. And I attribute that to properly functioning cells where they have the energy to do the job they need to do. Getting rid of the bad guys.
So what comes to mind is, can you take NRF1 without taking NRF2?
It is safe to do that, and I do that sometimes because I see some very sick patients, and mitochondrial dysfunction is a huge part of that. And if they're very low on energy, and I suspect that, I will start NRF1 first to give their body the energy it needs to do the rest of the work when I start NRF2. I wouldn't recommend doing that long term though, because you do throw the balance off. So mitochondria, believe it or not, are the little organelles that generate most of our free radicals internally. And they're also very susceptible to the damage that the free radicals they're creating can cause. And so we need that NRF2 along with the NRF1 so that our mitochondria can stay healthy.
Dr. Luxembourg, is it not a great thing to have nerve 1 and nerve 2 together because they act complementary?
It's an awesome thing. It is balance. Life is about balance. The cell needs to be balanced. Now you have energy produced, but the waste products get rid of with the NRF2. So taking NRF1 and NRF2 together is an increase of balance to the cell, increase in proper functioning, and it's basically really awesome.
Our cells can't work on their own. They need both of these pathways to function correctly. So it's giving us a 1-2 punch. You've heard me say that, right? To have active, healthy cells.
Well, have you heard in your practice, I cannot afford both. Which one should I take?
I can't do it in my practice, but with my...
Okay. Your consumers.
I think it's important that some of you know that. I don't do this in my practice because a lot of people say, hey, I want to go out and get a doctor. Don't go out and get a doctor unless they really want to go out and do something different. They're open. So I'll throw that in there.
Yes, please.
We are brilliant, but we step on each other's toes at times and are not open sometimes. So anyway, I really love telling people that you cannot buy back your health. So find ways in order to cut things out of your life, like the daily Starbucks, in order to get on these products. So it is sometimes difficult, but our health is priceless. So we want to find ways to get on these products, is what I usually tell them.
Okay, there goes my fancy latte out of the window when I drive through the coffee drive-through every morning. No, I make my own coffee because I cannot stand to pay, what, $5, $6, $7 per day? So $7 times 5 days a week, that's $35 times 4 weeks a month. That's it. You found the budget to buy both products.
Vitality Stack and maybe some Axio.
Yes. Okay, that's perfect. Let's talk about the third key component in health, and we're going to talk about omega-3 fatty acids. Dr. Alexander, what are omega-3 fatty acids? Or actually, whoever wants to answer.
Omega-3 fatty acids are long-chain fatty acids, and they are derived primarily from cold water fish. They help in the important function of the cell membrane, which is the interface between what's outside the cell and the organelles and functioning systems in the cell. It is crucial to have the boundary intact, and unfortunately, we overconsume what's called omega-6 type fatty acids in our diet. This can lead to inflammation, so we must balance our intake of omega-6 with omega-3 and reduce this complication. As again, balance is the key.
Why is our omega-3, omega plus different from the other product on the market?
Well, we have tremendous control of the source of our omega-3. We know where each of the batches of fish come from, which boat it comes from, and we can do tremendous quality control. We only get these fish from the areas around Norway and Alaska. They are not polluted areas, and we check carefully to make sure that we don't have any pollution involved.
And a big topic is sustainability. Is the oil we are getting from sustainable fish?
Well, the point is we only have the fish harvested certain times of year, and that's the healthy way to do it because we will have a batch of fish again by not overfishing the area.
Good, good. So our Omega Plus includes DHA and EPA. Dr. Viglione.
Okay, these are both long-chain fatty acids that are not readily available in our food, and they're difficult for our bodies to make, but they're essential. The EPA is more for reduction of inflammation, and the DHA is a key structural component of all of our nerve cells.
And so we have Omega Plus. What's the plus in the Omega Plus?
The plus is the vitamin D, D3 to be specific. Most people are deficient in this vitamin, and we need it. They don't realize how important it is. Usually they just think it's for bone health, but we need it for our brain and for our immune system.
Some of you, you've taken fish oil before, and wow, you burped something which was really fishy. Is that going to happen with our Omega Plus?
Actually not. This one is citrus flavor, so if you burp it, it's citrusy. And I happen to have a distributor, yay Patty, who uses these as breath mints. She actually chews them as a very refreshing treat.
Okay.
I know you're out there, Patty. Wave your hand.
So now, from now on, all of us, we're going to be chewing our own soft gels, and we're going to enjoy the citrusy flavor for a refreshing treat. Okay. So, how do we know that the Omega Plus work?
Okay, through the years of my practice, I actually run blood work to check the levels of these omega-3 fatty acids in something called an omega-3 index. I've just recently begun to start checking people on our product. I've used many, many other fish oils through the past, and this is turning out to be the best fish oil I have ever used. It's getting outstanding results, and that was a very, very big surprise. I did not expect that, especially at the doses that we're using.
And which dose is that?
well, just the 3 of the Mega Plus per day. I mean, we've been taught that a therapeutic dose would be 9 of those, but they're checking therapeutic at 3.
Okay.
That's a big one. That's so expensive.
So everybody's going to go and get their blood drawn to have their omega level tested, the omega index. So we have covered the 4 products in the Vitality Stack. Nerve 1, Nerve 2, ProBio, and Omega Plus. So the question that we get a lot, what's the best way to take the product?
I'll say it a little bit cleaner than that, not get it all in your body. Just get it in yourself, right? Just if you want optimal absorption, my recommendation is take the probiotic on an empty stomach. So the beautiful thing is it comes in a pack, right? So you can rip off the probiotic part, take it at least before breakfast or before a meal, and then save the other 2 packets to take with the meal, because it is the rest are best absorbed with food.
Dr. Viglione, why do you recommend Vitality Stack to your patients?
Well, as you said in the beginning, Dr. Fifi, my mission is to restore health to my patients by addressing the root causes of their ailments. And with the Vitality Stack, I'm actually addressing the 4 core areas of health: oxidative stress, mitochondrial health, restoring the mitochondria, improving gut health, and protecting and improving your brain. And so the Vitality Stack does it all.
It's the foundation of good health or wellness. Dr. Lexman, would you like to add something?
I would like to reiterate the importance of balance in life itself. The beautiful thing about LifeVantage is that everything we do is an attempt to bring balance to our cellular systems so that they work at an optimal level the way God intended. And I would like to say that we have a great thing here in LifeVantage. We are all blessed, and we need to know how blessed we are. We, as a company, are helping each other, but we're also helping the world. And we are lucky and blessed to have someone like Dr. Chabreau in the company. I don't know how many of you realize what she does for our company. And we're also blessed to have doctors like Dr. O'Gorman and Dr. Viglione. So some of you may be new to the company. You may not know the motto of the company, but the motto of the company is beautiful. And it says, in LifeVantage, we help make people better. And in doing so, we make the world a better place. And I think that's an awesome motto to have.
Well, what can I say after this amazing conclusion? So that basically concludes our science panel. I want to just reiterate that we have science-based product. That's the core of the company, and they are really designed to help biohackers. For you, Ryan, biohacker, the products are for you and all the biohackers around the world to get better health. Thank you very much, doctors, for sharing your time, your knowledge, your thoughts, and taking time away from your busy practices. So we are very grateful. Thank you from the bottom of our hearts. Thank you.
Thank you.